athletes that should be treated with nothing but respect and, being given green light to perform and not to perform like circus animals,
Yes.
But in any case, I think that, as far as Vince McMahon, he realizes that if he doesn't have that stronghold on a lot of, especially the younger generation, they may get a big head and start, you let them get away with a little bit. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile because, that's human nature. Especially, they're on TV, they're traveling all the time, they're making money, they're everywhere. They're working these big, incredible arenas. In fact, it's not just wrestling anymore. They're doing, I guess, that reality shows with divas and then the other stuff. So, they're no longer just wrestlers. They're truly superstars. They're celebrities. And if you don't have a strong set of rules, you may lose the reins. And I think that for his style and his company, I'm 100% behind him. He's very strict about certain things. I'm absolutely 100% behind him. I don't. I think that his multi-billion-dollar company should not be at risk because one or more individuals decide that they're going to run amok.
Certainly, I mean, he's proven that over the years. As long as I've been a little kid, just saying, I wonder what happened to this guy, and I wonder what happened to that guy. And, and back in the days, like you said, it was based off of either television or a magazine. You didn't have the internet, you didn't have Twitter, you didn't have Facebook, you didn't have any social media outlets to find out about the real lives of talents of, where they could have gone to based off of behavioral issues or substance abuse or something. You just might see them in another promotion.
You got to realize it takes one individual, to give a company or the whole business a black eye. There's someone that say gets drunk and decides he's going to go, for a ride and kill someone on the road. I mean, guess who's everything comes back to Vince McMahon, the WWE, the professional wrestling business, the this and that. The whole thing that happened with the tragedy, with Benoit and all that, and
right.
Everything goes right back to the king of kings himself. As far as professional wrestling, that's Vince. Whether you like him or not, there's a lot of pressure there on him, and the stockholders. It's not just him. It's a serious business. It's not just, hey, we're going to wrestle, run around the ropes and, people are going to cheer for us. I mean, it's serious business. And I don't care who you are, what sort of a typhoon you are. Tycoon. What sort of a tycoon you are, whatever field you're in, you can lose it all overnight.
Yeah.
You can be living, breathing on top of money itself, and you can lose it overnight. One mistake. And the worst thing is, that if someone else, due to the fact that they didn't comply by rules, cost you everything, So you've got to be very, very strict when it comes to that. I mean, it's bad enough that, you got all this crap going on and, different independent groups, people not cooperating and all that. Can you imagine a multi-billion-dollar company? And it's not just Vince and his kids and Triple H and Vince's wife or whatever. All these stockholders. I mean, everybody. There's a huge responsibility there. It's a business.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, it's not how it used to be anymore. Coming up when there used to be so many different outlets for a pro wrestler to go to. If you weren't in WWF, you could go somewhere else. And now,
and I mean, let me tell you, the worst thing that ever happened was this. One company and he's got everybody by the groin, and he's squeezing. No more territories, no more, And I mean, there's TNA and what have you, but that's a far cry from WWE. I mean, let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
WWE is the company to work for. I'm not saying TNA is not. I mean, I think it's. I'm glad that there's a product out there that offers, something to, not only the talent, but to the fans. So the fans can, turn. But I like I said, I haven't watched that either because I've seen stuff there that I can't, simply can't.
It's unbearable at times. I mean, it's
yeah.
Just to elaborate, if you haven't been, staying in touch with the business recently, John Cena, I'm sure you know who he is. He just won his 15th World Championship this past Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, 15 reigns. Oh. So, and to some, that people, there's going to be his fans that love him, and then to some of us that, don't agree with that, because for him to be one title run away from tying up with Ric Flair in such a short period of time, when, there's only one game in town and you can do that in nowadays compared to what it used to be like, it strikes a chord with some fans, and it does bother us a little bit, and
if you're a veteran traditional fan or a fan / wrestler, like me, and you're used to that, that certain title, that certain belt, that NWA belt, that title, that the old WWE, and now with every different champion, the title changes, its shape, its color. You got the belt that spins and all that. Look, it's not your granddaddy's wrestling no more, and it's just like I said, it's a friggin' circus with incredible athletes that should be used correctly, but no, because they're a lot more concerned with selling T-shirts and belts that spin and merchandise. They don't really care about the tradition of wrestling and everything. They really don't. I mean, you got. They induct Drew Carey, the Hall of Fame, where it could have been Ivan Koloff or, so, but of course not, it's just amazing. So they really don't care. They don't care about, performers. They really don't. I don't think that they can care if, most of it drop dead. As long as the ones that are making the money are alive and well, till they're not making the money again, and they can drop that too. Believe me, they have absolutely no feelings toward any of us, or guilty of a tradition or anything. They can do a rat's ass, and that's the truth. I mean, all it is, they might have back in the day, but when let's say Vince McMahon realized, well, first of all, he's an egomaniac. I mean, that goes without saying, and and he's an ultra egomaniac, in fact. And so for him, when he realized that he could, as I say, have the world and everything in it, he wants more. Now he wants the entire universe. And a guy like that will stop at nothing, will stop at absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, he, for shock value, he did things that are completely disgraceful, like having wrestlers, kiss his bare ass and all that on television, and things like that. I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to be completely cut off from anything that is human within you.
Yeah.
You have to say for 1 second, wait a minute, could this be wrong? I mean, it just absolutely doesn't care.
Yeah, no boundaries with him.
No boundaries whatsoever. I mean, nothing. There is nothing sacred. There's nothing. There's no shame. There's no disgrace. There is nothing. Nothing sacred. Everything is fair game. Whatever it is for shock value, go do it. I mean, if he could get away with it, WWE would be full of pornography and shown on TV, and I'm talking raw pornography. anything whatsoever to succeed, to get to where he wants to be, because to people like that, it's never enough, never. Till his dying day, it's not going to be enough, because there are people like that, and and for that reason they succeed, because they will walk over the dead and dying, and not give you a drop of water, just so that he wouldn't waste a few seconds of his time to get to where he's going. You understand?
Yeah, certainly so. And it's, you're right. It's a shame to say that about some that have that ambition like an animal like that, like a Vince McMahon, have that ego.
Yeah, like a shark.
Yeah.
All it does is, as the man said, all it does is swim, eat, and make little sharks. And that's all it does. It's a relentless pursuit of survival. But this is beyond survival. This is completely unnecessary. Because how much do you need in life? And what exactly are you going to take with you, once the clock ticks the final hour?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the way I think. That's not the way people like that think, but, that's the way I think, because, I'm very much spiritual, and I believe I believe in karma, and I believe in doing good for others as well as yourself. If you can, and if you can't, then don't do bad. And it's like there are evil people in the business, in every business, but in our absolutely, there's several, and I don't know. Like I said, when that final hour comes, you take nothing with you. Nothing. You only take the deeds.
Right.
That you have. Yeah, I mean, I think it told, the results of what you have done.
Amen to that. It's about what you've done.
But then, but I guess, that doesn't really matter to, so, that's my whole opinion of the whole thing. I mean, it's changed a lot. And, the funny thing is that so many promoters try to follow that, those footsteps, like it's going to work for them, instead of like do something a little bit different. So,
yeah,
it amazes me,
Yeah, it seems like it's been trying to the same Vince McMahon pathway or formula, so to speak. The Vince McMahon formula, it seems like with a lot of promotions, is the way to go, and I think that's why TNA is really not staying afloat, and they're drowning almost to try to keep up, and hopefully
Why do you want to keep up? Not do your own thing. I mean, it just amazes me. It's like, why would you want to do what they do? First of all, I wouldn't want to do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it seems like, from what I read and hear, is that whatever they do in the WWE, TNA tries to make some kind of a carbon copy of it. Years ago, as I was